It's Friday night. I've got no date, a $6 IPA. Let's play some games. So I want to try and get this account to 20 so I can get the card back. Oh, I'm already there. Never mind. So I thought I was going to have to play a long time in order to do that and potentially bore you. So I'm actually going to build a new deck and talk you through how that works. Most times you're just going to steal your decks off the internet like we do. But if you're feeling saucy, let me just... Damn it. See what my status is here with these. Bloody hell. It's a real pain in the butt. So let's make a new deck. We'll call it we'll use the Mage, and we'll call it, this is hard to flip and change. Alright, so we're building a deck. The first thing you do is you go through your class card and find the ones you want. So not all these cards are very good. You don't just go through and pick everything from the Mage cards and be done with it. You kind of have to have a theme in mind. Your theme gets easier as you get more cards. Since we're new, I'm going to take a lot of early stuff. So I only have one of those. Take both of those, take both of those. Frostbolt's awesome. Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't really like these two, though. This is good for clearing low-level minions. Definitely need fireballs, definitely need that. I've got a rare here. Secrets, when a deck's not built around secrets, are kind of not good. Let's see what we have in the generic stuff. So, what you're seeing here is the curve of your deck, the mana curve. How much you have to spend on each turn if you were playing on curve, if you were playing something for exactly the cost of the mana that you have currently for each turn. This curve is all screwed up, but I only have 14 cards in it. You really want a curve, depending on the deck. An aggressive curve will have a big bump around 1 and 2, and then it'll peter out. A mid-range curve will be flat. A control curve goes big around 5 and 6, and there's other stuff in between. We're going to try and just keep a flat curve. So we already have a lot of 1-cost cards, but we have 2 mirror images and 2 arcane missiles. They don't really count. You want minions when you're looking at this, the curve, really. So, and we have only 1 2-cost minion, and our other 2s are Frostbolts. We have no 3-cost minions and no 4-cost minions. So we need lots and lots of minions. We've got 1 1-cost minion. Maybe we'll come back to the 1s. We definitely want some 2s. Now, Amani Berserkers are really good for mages when you're trying to make like a generic deck because you can activate them with your hero power, which is pretty cool. The rest of this stuff is really not so good. I mean, Haunted Creepers are good, but I don't want to put max cards in the deck. Spell power is good for specific types of decks, but we only have fireballs and frostbolts. We're not really going for big spell power attacks. Spell power makes your spells hit harder. So fireball normally hits for 6, but if you have 1 spell damage on the board, it hits for 7. And it's cumulative. So there's not a whole lot in the 2 range to pick from, though. So maybe I'll put an ooze. And a silence, and then we'll come back to it. So we need some 3s. Shadow Tongue Clerics are pretty good. Take 2 of those from now. Maybe put 2 Yetis in. 2 Shield Masters. Maybe 2 Warlords, 2 Ogres, 2 Champions. I don't really think that curve is looking right. We got a big jump around 4, but we only have 4 minions and then 4 spells. Maybe stick another 6 in, maybe? I don't know. We don't have a whole lot to play with because we're still getting the basic cards together for the mage. I don't know what exactly I'm missing, but I'm sure it's something important. So we'll see how it goes. And then we check our quests. Murray Druid, that's clearly not going to happen. And then we got Hunter Druid. Well, that stinks, but whatever. Let's see how we can do.
Jaina versus Luther.
I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Interesting result. Alright, so we need our low level main to start. This works really good against a paladin. They generally don't have too much to go on turn 1 and 2. Skip turn. Got a pretty big hand, which kind of stinks. This is our only level 2 minion. We don't have anything to play on turn 3. We hope we can draw into it. He might not have anything to play himself. Alright, that's okay. That does not trade with this. I can kill that pretty easily with our Berserker. Berserker. I would really rather he didn't play Hammer of Justice. Secret.
Reporting for duty.
That secret is probably, I don't want to say it's probably Avenge, but
Reporting for duty. Who you want me killed?
it was actually a bit of a risk. It was a stupid play. I should not have killed that 1/1. I should have killed the taunt first, because if it was Avenge, then it would have avenged the taunt, and then I would have been screwed. So that was a total mistake on my part.
What do you want? Bingo! Who you want me killed? Done.
That was a mistake on his part. That Blessing of Wisdom move is okay. It can be clever. I remember when it first popped around the meta. It really pissed a lot of people off. But to put it on a minion that's almost certainly going to die in the next turn is stupid. You get one card out of it. If he had saved it, he might have been able to use it more advantageously on a card that I was able to attack with multiple times, like, say, my Ascension Shieldmaster. Now, the name of the game is Board Control. We could go to the face here, but we're not gonna. I want to clear his minions and let them do the work for me. If he has some way of opening this thing up, which would stink, but we want to be able to clear it if he does. You can't hit that. You got to hit the taunt first. Now that's clever. Yes. Good thing I noticed the similar shapes. So I think what I'm going to do, I could play this and then kill it with the fireball, but he can kill that with his sword pretty easily. So I think what I'm going to do is play my Yeti, which he can't kill with just the sword, and then I'm going to clear the board. So now we've got board control, we've got the card advantage. Thank you.
Thank you.
He needs something else in order to clear that Yeti, which would be great because it would cost him a lot more mana than the Yeti costs to clear. Alright. So I'm okay with that. And he shouldn't have done that either. I mean, he's not in... Oh, is he going to go to the face? That's a mistake. Should have cleared the board. Now, I'm going to play the Stormwind Champion, which is a 6/6 in its own right and dangerous, but now he's got the 2/3 to contend with. Board control, board control, board control. Unless you're running some sort of aggressive zoo that you're going to go right to the face with, you need to make sure you're controlling the board.
Reporting for duty.
That's not really going to help him much. Two Stormwind Champions, or two Truesorrow Champions in his hand pretty quickly. I mean, bully for him, but let's see.
Are you ready for this?
So you see, he wasn't controlling the board, so now this Yeti has done 4 damage to his face, and the potential for at least 2 more, when he could have killed it when it was a 1/3 and then saved himself 3 damage. I know using 4 damage to the face seems very tempting, but it's just not worth it. And this is all with basic stuff. This is just a matter of good gameplay. It's not like I'm playing with really good cards. And now he learns his lesson. He took 5 damage more than he had to clear that Yeti.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, so, do we have lethal on board? Probably not. 6, that's 10, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, yes we do. So, we don't even have to clear the board anymore. We just boom, and boom, Fireball, Frostbite. And that's all we have to say about that. I got some gold. Maybe at some point I'll be able to make a pack. Excellent. Let's play another game or two. See how it goes. I don't even have all the basic cards, and I'm able to keep myself up at rank 20, which I might add is more than J. Michael was able to do, because he's so busy.
Jane versus Alfuria.
I had a dream about him the other night.
You asked for it.
He, I, and Mike Reale were at Disney World, and I'm going to keep that. Reale was conspiring against him the whole time. It was very strange. He called D impish. I don't know why. I don't even know what that means in that context. My brain made it up. It was very strange. I told Mike about it. He was insulted. We were at Disney World. We ate in a very ramshackle cafeteria. I had to pay for Reale's lunch because, in my mind, Reale has no money. Which, surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, is exactly the same as reality. So anyway, I kept the Senjin because Druids have this nasty habit of innervating out big things early, which is annoying. Though, that was a mistake. So I remember I was saying board control, board control, board control. That card should have been used to clear that. Should not have been used to just hit me for 3 to the face. That 3 won't gain him anything. I mean, maybe he's got a bunch of spells and he can just do a turn after turn after turn blitzkrieg. But probably, instead of killing this thing, he did 4 damage to the face. I'm going to pop this with my hero power and do 5 damage to his face. And not only that, I'm going to play 2 taunts. It's turn 3, swipe is on turn 4. Even if he had swipe, it wouldn't be able to take out everything. He could take out the 5 too, of course. He might have Wrath, but he wouldn't get a card from it. Yeah, he did not build his deck properly. Doesn't understand what these cards do. I mean, he's new. I just noticed that that thing is heterochromatic. It's got 2 different color eyes. That's pretty cool. I love that Blizzard goes for the detail. Alright, so now he's going to take 10 damage from this thing instead of killing it. This is when I start to feel bad for people. I should play the taunt, but I'm going to play the Yeti. Actually, the Yeti might have even been a better card in this situation. 4-5 is much better than 3-5, of course. Doesn't have taunt, but I have a taunt on the board, and he has no minions.
In the light's name.
That's a terrible card for a Druid. I mean, it might have been the only rare he had, but... Oh, Blizzard, that's a terrible... Yep, gotta hit that. So, of course I'm just going to clear that with my Yeti. Like so. And then I think I'm going to Arcane Intellect. Like so. So now our board presence is pretty ridiculous. You can swipe and kill one of these and the taunt, but I've got a taunt in reserve, plus all these spell cards, plus this guy that gets buffed. He's in a pretty bad shape, and he doesn't even know it yet. You can't win this game without playing minions. You gotta play minions. And he didn't even use all his mana. He has 3 mana left. What could he possibly be having in his hand? What do I do? Now I feel bad. I'm going to give him a target. This is, you never do this. This card is not for hitting to the face. It's for killing minions. But I'm trying not to just egotistically throw junk on the board. He might be luring me into a false sense of security. Who knows? He could drop Tree of Life on me and then put a whole bunch of shit out and bomb me down. It's happened before. Yeah, bad Starfire target. Just, do we have lethal? That's 4, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, yep. Yeah, we're at 19. Let's play one more. Get off. Alright. This is an okay hand. I'm going to get rid of Yeti. Arcane Intellect. We have no use for you. We're going to get the coin. So that actually means we can play a strategy that we used to use a couple months ago when mages had a rush deck built. And that was playing the Mana Worm, coining, and then playing Mirror Image. Or Mana Worm, coining, and playing Arcane Missiles. Which means on turn 1, we get a 3/3 Mana Worm. Now, it's actually not super risky because he's almost certainly going to have an axe. Playing the Mana Worm, coin, and then Arcane Missiles means he can axe the thing right away. But if I play the Mana Worm, coin, and then the taunt, he can't kill this right away. He's got to break through the taunts first. And being this is only turn 2, it's going to be very difficult for him to do that. So it's actually a really good play. That's not so good. You don't really want to put that out without a weapon. It's kind of useless. I'm going to drop that guy, and then clear the board. He could Whirlwind to kill that thing now, but if he Whirlwinds, he buffs my 2/3. Alright, so that thing obviously can't live, so we're going to just kill that. And then we're going to play Arcane Intellect to see what else we've got. I could have activated this thing and gone to the face with 5, but it's a warrior, so he has to execute, and execute works off of damaged minions, so I didn't want to do that just yet. Because if I had activated it, I would have gotten 5 damage on him, but then he could have executed it, and I wouldn't have had it for next turn. Which would have been okay, 5 damage is 5 damage, but now I can use this to clear this thing, unless I want to use my Fireball to do it, which I might actually want to do. It's tempting to use Fireball to go to the face, But this is a really good tempo move. I still have both my taunts intact, plus a minion on the board.
You gotta be kidding me!
That thing's going to get polymorphed. So I'm going to poly that, and then I'm going to use my arcane missiles to kill it. That was my sister tweeting me from New York.
Bring me steel.
He's getting a little desperate now. I'm not really scared of that at the moment. I think what I'm going to do is play 2 more taunts and then a frost wolf. Now I get an 8/8 on the board, which is pretty big.
Who you want me here?
And he's got to get through all 3 of these taunts, which I don't even think he can do. If he had 2 whirlwinds, he could do it. But that would be... Oh, that's interesting.
My shield for Argon.
Well, obviously that thing's got to go now. Oh, I got my other poly. If I play this, that gives him a... No, that doesn't really help. I can poly... Poly this guy, kill that guy with the 8/8, and then... Yeah, that's what we'll do. Polymorph him, kill that guy, activate this guy now, and go to the face. If he has execute, he's going to use it on the 8/4, which means the 5/2 survives. Yep. He might have 2. Arcanite Reaper, okay. Now, will he go to the face with the Arcanite Reaper? Oh, he's going to clear the 2. Okay. Alright. Some bold moves. But you see how strong my hand is, and we're so far along on the board? He can't kill this thing, even if he wanted to sacrifice the health to do it. I would gladly take 5 to the face to lose his weapon. And he has another one. That's always irritating. But I don't think it will matter. So he can clear the taunt, but I have lethal on the board right now. So I'm fishing for cards. So, you see how that escalates. A nice curve that moves along, and you can play on turn, keeping the board controlled the whole time. Makes your life, oh, yes, definitely need those. Makes your life so much easier. Board control, board control, board control. So let's see what we got as my reward. New for best players. Yeah, well, actually. And that's just a shame. I've already got 2 of those. That's a pity. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. 5 dust. Well, I mean, I guess I need them. Oh, look at that. I got 95 dust for disenchaining a card. That's adorable. Your husband summons. What does he say? Send me an image. What is this? Guacamoles? Looks like lime, some kind of spinach, sour cream, cheese, and salsa. Oh, it's cilantro. Very good. Alright, I'm going to play my real game now.